Welcome back to part 3 of the movie club. We are continuing on about the high school films that we have with Mean Girls, 2004 comedy that most people should probably recognize now that we're getting sort of closer to what the modern age brackets and stuff are. This film is also based on a book. All 4 of these movies were based off of books. We didn't plan that. It's based off of Queen Bees and Wannabes. Although not really 100% because it's more so Tina Fey was like, hey, I read that book. Let's make a whole bunch of funny things about high school. This is really a Tina Fey-driven vehicle. And, of course, you've got your SNL elements in there. Lorne Michaels is a producer. You've got Amy Poehler in the film on a guest star. And
Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows, yeah. The reason why one of the characters was cast, Jonathan Bennett, is apparently because Tina Fey was reminded of Jimmy Fallon when they were looking at him. Like, there's a big SNL stamp on this. And that's either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your perspective of that kind of thing. Yeah. So, Mean Girls is something that actually has a higher rating Rotten Tomatoes score than anything else that we've got.
It's phenomenal.
Actually, you know what? No, Perks has a better one overall. But
bullshit.
It is an 85 for the critics and a 66 for the audience. What do you guys think? What was your first impressions of Mean Girls? I'm going to twist this around a little bit. Eddie?
I saw the cast and I was like, well, Lindsay Lohan, so I was like, yeah, it's a chick flick. That was my first impression. Totally.
Briana?
That's it.
Okay, so when this movie came out, I'm pretty sure I was like a senior in high school or something like that. But I remember liking it a lot. But then again, when I was 18, I liked a lot of stupid things that I will not name. But when I rewatched it, I think it was 2 days ago, or a couple days ago, I rewatched it, and it was just so, I don't know, Tina Fey, whenever I watch anything that she's in, her comedy is just so unrealistic, I guess. It's the only way I can put it. I mean, it was entertaining, but unlike 10 Things I Hate About You, I couldn't identify with any of the high school problems. Like, oh, no, you've got this issue. Well, who cares? I don't know. I didn't like it as much, but it was just kind of in the middle, I guess.
Dace?
Yeah, I was a big fan of 30 Rock and Parks and Rec, which are heavily influenced by Amy Poehler's Parks and Rec, Tina Fey's 30 Rock, and I'm absolutely in love with Lacey. So when I first picked up this movie, yes, I bought it. I didn't tell anyone because I did feel like this is not a movie that a man should have in his collection. And then after watching it, I am proud to say that I love this movie because these women are hot.
Oh,
and yeah, that's pretty much it. They're hot, and it's funny because
I will refrain from giving an opinion on that.
I assumed I was going to watch this for eye candy, and then actually laughed. So I liked it.
I'm going to piggyback off of what you just said. I have a note. These women are fucking gorgeous, except Lizzie Kaplan.
Yes.
She looks terrible in this movie.
The lesbian.
Which one was that?
She was the best friend, the real dark-haired, bitchy one who's, it's her and the gay guy.
Janice. There we go.
Candace,
yeah.
That's her name? I can't remember.
Janice Ian.
Oh, Janice, that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, she looked really bad in this movie.
Which, that's, like, good job, like she was supposed to be. So they did a good job with the makeup and everything. And they turned somebody who is really, really attractive into somebody who's, like...
She looked like a younger version of Pamela Adlon.
No idea who that is.
She does the voice of one of the Rugrats, and she was in Californication for like 7 seasons. The whole show, basically.
Was she in the first Rush Hour?
I don't know. I'm looking that up.
Okay.
The one who's the bomb disposal person?
She's Charlie Runkle's wife in Californication. That's the best role that I know her for. Oh shit! I sent you in Portuguese. Oops. I think.
So, Dace, you think Lacey is the top of the line, right?
Absolutely. I fell in love with her when she did Lost in Space, and that movie was terrible.
Who do you think's the best actress of the bunch?
Actress?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Rachel McAdams because I would hope she's not that much of a bitch.
Exactly the notes that I have down.
If she's really that much of a bitch, then that's just typecasting.
I literally
no, she's done other movies where she's totally the opposite, and she's a great actress.
my notes down for the three things that you just mentioned. I have down Lacey Chabert is the hottest, but Rachel McAdams is the best actress of the bunch. And then there's a note about what happened with the production of this whole thing. Lindsay Lohan was originally going to be Regina, but she decided, I don't want to play the mean girl because that might hurt my career.
Oh God, the irony.
So they went with Rachel McAdams, and I think it was the director, it might have been one of the producers, I can't remember right now off the top of my head, and write that down. Somebody was like, well, you got to get a nice girl to be the mean girl. So that's why they put Rachel McAdams in there.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think Lindsay Lohan could have actually pulled off playing that kind of a more dramatic role, if you will, than just being like, oh, nice, and like, hey guys, I'm the new girl, and what's up? And
now I'll give her credit. I think she wasn't that bad in this.
No, she wasn't bad. It's just I don't think she could have pulled off a Regina George.
No, she wouldn't have.
I mean, it was the casting was fine for this movie.
I think overall, I mean, a lot of the people were screen testing for different types of characters. Like Amanda Seyfried, she didn't go in there originally to play the character that she played and stuff like that. Apparently, Lacey was the first and like only choice that they had for what's her name in there?
Karen.
Something Wieners, right? Yeah.
Oh, Gretchen.
Gretchen Wieners. So they got their first choice with that and stuff like that. But I'll give Lindsay Lohan credit. Much better than what I've seen her in a lot of other things.
Yeah, this is her best movie as far as I'm concerned.
One thing I didn't like about this movie, though, the voiceover work.
Shit, you think I would have noticed that, because I always notice that stuff.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan, throughout the whole film, it's just kind of like, my first day is whatever, and I really like
this that stuff. I thought you meant like ADR and stuff.
No, not just like the sound design, but the actual, like, storytelling mechanism.
Narrating, yeah, I agree.
Did not like it a whole lot, and it really didn't help out all that much either. Like, you could have shown things on screen and not had to tell me about it. What about
I really liked the gay guy. What's his name? Damien. Do you guys remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Francesi.
Yes, he was funny, especially that scene where he was in the girls' bathroom. And he's just washing his hands, just like
yeah. Oh my God, Danny DeVito, I love your work.
Yeah, and now they have that. Everybody's suing over it. We can't let a guy in the girls' bathroom. Like, well, they did it in Mean Girls. He didn't get sued.
I've been to the girls' bathroom before. No big deal.
And I've been in the men's bathroom plenty of times, only because someone was in the girls' bathroom. But I don't know.
There was a South Park episode where Cartman feigns some sort of handicap so that he can get a special bathroom for himself.
I don't remember that episode.
It was from last season. It was hilarious. And then I think Jimmy and Timmy start using it, and then he gets pissed off.
I want my own bathroom. That's cool.
Oh, no. He pretended he was cross-gendered to get his own bathroom. There you go.
There's a lot of characters that stand out in this where they're, a side character, but they make kind of an impression. Kevin, the mathlete rapper. He's awesome. I love that character.
He is. I heard that he was originally supposed to be, like, the character was supposed to be an Asian guy. But when they saw that actor, they had to rewrite it around him. So that whole character was written to keep that actor. Huh. He was really good.
Actually, technically, Kevin Napur is Indian, so he's still Asian.
To what?
You're talking about the math guy?
Yeah, his name was supposed to be something else. And then they changed it to Kevin Napur so he could be an Indian guy.
Yeah, they were going for a different type of Asian.
They wanted
Asian minor.
Just India equals Asia. Just I had an Indian roommate, and he was just like totally like, dude, I'm totally Asian, man. Like, I don't know why they say like that Asians are just like Chinese and Korean and stuff.
That's
and I'm
a
like,
terrible impression.
I don't know how to do it. Fuck it.
They want an Eastern Asian person.
Yeah.
Every culture hates everybody on this podcast between Dangerous Minds and 10 Things I Hate About You and this.
Yeah, I will not give my opinion on the looks of the ladies on this one.
Oh, why not?
No. I will go too far.
I have no comment.
You don't need
exactly. We have a lady, in the panel. So,
you mean to tell me you're not going to tell me who the hottest is, Briana?
I wouldn't imagine. Briana, why don't you?
Flint. It's Neil Flint. Say Neil Flint.
I talked about my unhealthy obsession with Heath Ledger. That's as far as I can go.
And Neil Flint.
But I will say that I think that Lindsay Lohan is ugly.
Oh, duh.
Now, then, or both?
Both. She's just, I don't know.
This is the best she's ever looked, I think.
Trap girl.
Damn it.
She went
So
downhill
annoying.
after this.
I want to speak, but I will not.
So here's a little note that I wrote down that I don't know if you guys paid attention to, but it bugged me so much. There's a whole running thing where she's got to wear pink, so she's wearing a pink polo. Okay.
I want my pink shirt back.
What's that?
What? I just quoted the movie. You don't remember that?
I didn't hear what you said. I just
I
heard.
said, I want my pink shirt back.
Oh. The weird
Oh
thing
yeah, it
about
was
this,
it was the guy, right? The gay guy.
the weird thing about this though is she's wearing the pink polo, and it's something that stands out, but it goes on for way too long in the movie, to the point where they're in math class twice. They go to the mall twice, and they hang out at the house of Regina's house, all the plastics, and it's supposed to be one day. So wait, they went to math class, went to all their other classes, went back to math, went to the mall, hung out at her house, went back to the mall again, and it's not even night.
Maybe it was another Wednesday.
Maybe, I don't know. It just seemed really weird to me, like that they couldn't.
Well, I mean, the movie spans on almost a whole year.
Yeah,
So,
but it's
They could
just like
totally skip a
there
day.
was no transition to it. Like she didn't change into something else and then go back to wearing that again. It threw me off so much because I was just like, where is the placement in this? And I don't know if it's a deleted scene that kind of like separates it. I don't know if it's something that they didn't even pay attention to. Like they were just like, let's just film. Because I didn't pay attention to what the other people were wearing.
yeah,
at the
no,
same time
it's
either.
probably an editing error.
Most likely. But that threw me off. And that was one of the times in the movie where I was just kind of like, this isn't as high like of attention to detail as I was kind of hoping that it would be. Not that these films are supposed to be like, Oscar winning or whatever, but I was really starting to lose this film at that point. And then the constant voiceover work was something that was bugging me. And I didn't like the two friends that much, Lizzie Kaplan's character and Daniel Franzese.
You didn't like them?
I wasn't too into them because they were like weird for the sake of weird.
They would have been good in the Perks of Being a Wallflower.
That's true.
Maybe a little overbearing. I mean, we'll get to that when we get to it. But
I mean, they're almost. They are perfect for that kind of environment.
But I gotta say, one of my favorite parts about this movie is one of the very opening lines when he's talking about Tim Meadows is talking about my nephew Anthony. He's just mad that the kid's name's Anthony. It's like, all right, I like Tim Meadows. He's winning me over here. Always liked him on SNL.
He's funny, yeah.
Something that I'm going to spoil a little bit here for when I say my favorite scenes and least favorite scenes and stuff like that. Do you guys feel the same way that I do, that there are a couple really cheap jokes? Like, did she need to be Gretchen Wieners? Or when they're doing the voiceover and they're walking really slowly and Lindsay Lohan falls into a trash can. I'll say this over and over and over again. My least favorite type of a joke is slapstick, where it's just like, wouldn't it be funny if they fell?
Well, I figured that was just her name, Gretchen Wieners. I didn't think they were trying to make a joke out of it. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Well, I got a little bit to back me up here. That scene where they burst in and she's making out with that other kid, I think his name's like Kevin or something. Oh, no, that's Kevin. Kevin's the rapper guy. Who's the other guy? The kid who tries to say, you ever get your muffin buttered?
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can't think. The one that Gretchen was like super
Oh,
into.
right.
Jason is his name. The scene where she is making out with him and they get caught. Originally, she was supposed to be giving him a blowjob. So that's probably why they named her Gretchen Wieners.
Huh. That's interesting.
And I mean, it's just kind of like, why don't you name a character like Jimmy Boobs or something? It's like,
Jimmy Tits.
But that's actually another one of my least favorite jokes in the whole thing. The dog chewing on A.B. Poehler's boobs. Didn't make me laugh.
I mean, you think that
Here's the
if a dog
thing.
chewed on those things, it would like rupture it. You don't let dogs chew on your plastic surgery work.
Maybe
Here's the
you'll-
thing about the movie. Here's the thing about the movie. It could have. I mean, it had the potential to be an actual, a real movie. Like if it had not been comedy, if it had made a drama, this movie might have actually made some sort of history. Like,
That's
wow,
true.
that movie, that one movie where where the four girls are really mean and they actually do like mean stuff and
And they learn.
they turn an innocent girl. You know, the innocent girl has to become that in order to survive the whole social pressure stuff. And they could have made a really good movie, but they fucked it up. They fucked it up big time with this bullshit SNL stuff. And
See, I
Lindsay
don't mind-
Lohan.
I don't mind
Lindsay
it being a
Lohan would have been.
comedy.
No, I fucking hate Tina Fey. I mean, she's all right in her 30 Rock stuff and Saturday Night Live. But this movie had potential. That's why I saw when I saw the shitty jokes, I was like, oh no, man. And Lindsay Lohan, I think she could have. I mean, maybe she could have. Who knows, man? Maybe she would have turned her life around if this movie had been a serious movie. She would have been offered like credible roles. She wouldn't have been just a pretty face to put on some dumb like kids movie or whatever. You know, you never. I mean, it's just the other actresses went out to do great stuff. Rachel McAdams is great. Amanda Seyfried is great. I don't know about Lacey Chabert much, but
She's
the
phenomenal.
cast is really good, except for the Saturday Night Live stuff. Tim Meadows is fine, but the stupid slapstick stuff. I mean, they accidentally went with let's make a chick flick for teenage girls kind of thing. It was just they fucked it up so bad. This had a lot of potential.
Now, Dace, what you said that you love the movie, you find it a lot funnier than you thought you were going to, and stuff like that. Do you tend to like the jokes that are like that, or are those just kind of the ones that are like, yeah, they're not that funny, but the rest of it is?
Well, you know better than these guys on the panel do because we tried to do a comedy group. I thrive on slapstick. When I get hurt, people laugh their ass off. So I have the Chris Farley tendency. So when people fall in trash cans and when they do stupid jokes like that, I die laughing. I'm a child. I have a pea-sized brain and I laugh at stupid things. Get me a fart machine, I'll walk around the mall and just keep making people fart. That's what
All right,
I
now-
do.
Yeah, I'll admit, fart machines are funny.
Right?
Because farts are always funny.
It's just the movie that I just found myself on, like, just the one-liners and the quips and just the shit they're saying to each other. It's like, yeah, I say that shit to people I know. And I walk into shit all the time. I have lived in my house for 12 years, and I will never figure out the hallway into my bedroom because every time I come out, I clip it. If they move the house 2 centimeters left, I'll never hit the wall. But for whatever reason, I clip it on the way out. So yeah, I laugh at that shit all the time.
What's your standout joke? Like the funniest one that you fucking died.
Off the top of the rapper at the Geek Fest thing, anytime he was on the screen, I died laughing. Mainly because of one friend that I know that we have, and I just thought of him. So anytime I saw it, I went, num, num, num. That's funny.
I know who you're talking about now.
So, I mean, a lot of the stuff that makes me laugh the hardest at movies is when I relate to things. If you know me as a person, if you see me on the street, if you talk to me, if you know why I'm doing fantasy football right now, it's because I saw something on TV and I'm going to try and recreate that in my life. And then usually it does not come anywhere near what it's like on TV. And then it's funnier. So I take those moments and relate them to what happens to me. And a lot of that stuff in high school, yeah, it makes sense, and it's stuff that had happened. So anytime they would say like a joke about like, oh, she's a whore or something, I know whores, so I laugh.
Who would you identify the most with when it comes to the film? Like, where would you be placed, kind of, if you had to be one of these characters?
Sadly, I'd probably be the fat gay guy. I'm not gay. I am a little fat, but I mean, I make jokes like that and fire back at people really sarcastic and snotty like. And I never really was a part of the type of popular clique. So I was the guy that everybody knew, but at the same time just was fucking weird. And that's how I identify with him. That or Neil Flynn, because I just associate him with the janitor from Scrubs.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised when he popped up. I was just kind of like, yes, Neil Flynn's in this. I hope he does a bunch
Yeah,
of shit.
but he wasn't sarcastic
Oh no.
as I would have
And-
hoped.
To be honest, that's probably 50% as to why I picked up the movie to begin with. Neil Flynn was in it. So it's like 50% really hot chicks, 50% the janitor's in a movie. I have to see this. The only reason I bought Indiana Jones 4, I haven't seen the other 3. But I bought Indiana Jones 4 because Neil Flynn's in it.
Briana, what are your thoughts on how it portrays women in this? Did you experience any of this kind of stuff in high school?
No. My high school was really nice. We did, like, our junior year, everybody voted for, like, the class nerds for homecoming corp. We didn't have, our queen bee up there. We had a really nice high school. And I was not part of any of these cliques. I couldn't relate to any of it at all. I felt really bad, but I don't know. If there are girls out there that are really mean like this, it's horrible. But I never met one. I've never met a mean girl, I guess. Maybe I was the mean girl. I don't know.
You know what? A lot of times when this happens sometimes, like, inevitably, because of all the movies and all the stuff that comes out of America, people ask me, man, is America really like this? Are people really like this in America in high school and stuff? And I'm like, dude, not really. But I do remember one thing. I don't know if it's because I was in a brat school with a bunch of military kids, but oh man, here comes another lawsuit. They were assholes, man. Like, the younger, the more assholes. Like, the high school kids were fine. Like, they were nice and stuff, and they had some sort of volunteer work in school, and the more metalhead, the older, the nicer the kids were. It was weird. But in my class, everybody was a fucking asshole.
See, I gotta say,
I don't know why.
I know what they were going for with some of these, but I can't pick apart certain people that were the plastics, and I can't pick apart, especially who were the cool Asians. I always liked that group in this. That was one of my favorite
That's probably
jokes.
me.
The cool Asians group.
Cool Asian.
I could pick
But
out
I
some
did
in
not
Marjorie.
sleep with Coach Carr.
I could pick out some that slept with one of the coaches too. So I'm very identifiable with this movie.
You're gonna have to text me those.
Yeah, it was me. I slept with Coach Blackinson.
So my math teacher in high school, he did get fired because he was partying with us. So maybe that's our Coach Carr.
There's your Coach Carr. I wish we would have had a principal like Tim Meadows.
Oh, we had some really angry little dwarf.
He's just kind of like, oh, my carpal tunnel's back.
Oh.
Which apparently that wasn't a joke written in the whole thing. That was just something there. He broke his hand before they filmed. So they just needed to have him in a cast. And it was just like, what do we make a joke about? Carpal tunnel, I dug that. I think I would have liked a Tina Fey if I would have had a teacher like that in high school. I also got a little bit of
I had such a hot
She's
teacher.
an inspirational
I had a hot teacher
teacher.
in high school.
I had some inspirational teachers, but I never had one that was hot.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll tell you what, though, having a hot teacher is kind of weird because you don't pay attention to what you're supposed to.
Oh, my brother swears to God there's one there that still wants him to this day. And I just remind him that, hey, you're Justin. Nobody wants you.
Oh.
Wow.
You caught one. You stick with that. You stick with her. No teacher wanted you. You came to school 4 days out of your 4-year career. So there's no way that she would want you. So.
Wow, that's fucked up.
So what do you guys think about the idea that they twisted this at the end with Regina gets hit by a bus, of all things?
God. Again, like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. There was no need for such a little slapstick, I get it, right? Okay, they made it a comedy movie, that's fine. But why make it so dumb? Like, they could have made it a little more intelligent. Like, Regina gets hit by a bus, like, ugh.
I died laughing.
That was so random. That was just so random. Yeah, I get it. It's just, ugh.
And that's magically changed her somehow.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm a new person.
Well, I know a few people that need to get hit by a bus now. If that gives you a life-changing...
That rarely changes. That rarely changes anyone.
Are any of them on the panel?
No.
Is it
3 of them.
Hopefully not. No.
So let's go around here one more time. Let's talk about some favorite and least favorite parts and our ratings 0 to 10. I already kind of went through mine, so I'm going to just throw my rating out there. 5.5. I was disappointed.
Sorry.
Now, I do like this better than Dangerous Minds, and maybe I would bump it up to a 6. Kind of depends. I wrote that right after I got done watching it, where I was expecting it to like it more. So if I went back and watched it again, I might give it a little bit of a boost up, but no, it doesn't match up with 10 Things I Hate About You as far as I'm concerned. Dace, I know that you're on a much higher end of this. What would you give it? What are some things that we didn't talk about that you want to bring up?
I'd give it an 8.5. Two favorite scenes. One where Lindsay Lohan starts trying to turn the Regina's two friends against her, and they're just stupid, beyond stupid. And as she's trying to explain, like anytime Lindsay tried to explain something to those two, it made me giggle. And the second favorite part of it is when they're all in Santa outfits. That went into the memory bank for Lovely Nights. And
memory bank, right?
Huh?
Not the other type of bank?
Yeah, okay. It's a personal one. Rhymes with bank. Starts with SP. So, the least favorite thing probably would have to be anything that tried to teach me something. I don't want to learn lessons when I watch movies. I know what I'm supposed to do as a person. I choose to ignore it. And you have no idea how hard it is to ignore morals and things like that to be a person that I am today. So, stop trying to teach me stuff, movies.
Briana, what's your rating, and what are the other things you want to mention?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6. Because even though it was kind of stupid, the acting was still really good. You know, Rachel McAdams did a really awesome job. And then, of course, Tim Meadows, I liked him. And then Damien, my favorite. Least favorite part of the movie, gosh, I don't know. There were just so many scenes I thought it could do without. But I did really like Damien and all of his scenes, and his infamous Glen Coco scene. That's just something, like, you can just say Glen Coco to somebody and they'll know exactly what you're talking about. And, yeah, 6. But probably more of a 6 because it has that sort of nostalgic factor to it. Because, you know, it's been around for so long and I've seen it quite a few times. And that's all.
Eddie, what are the other things that you want to talk about with Mean Girls, and what is your rating 0 to 10?
Well, this podcast has been offensive enough, so I'm not going to say what my high point of the movie was. However, I'll say that the low point was just the awful comedy. It didn't fit. It was a wasted script. I think it was a wasted opportunity because the cast was really good. I think Briana said it well. I think the actors were great. They did what they had to and more. Because of that, I give the movie a 4. I'll give it a lot lower, but I saw the potential and what it could have been, and I think 4 is fine.
I'm going to assume that your favorite part is when that woman says that she's got a wide set vagina.
No, my favorite part is actually, technically it's not...
She can't help it, she has a wide set vagina.
I suppose, but no, that's nothing to do with it.
It's the Santa outfits. I'm telling you, they're amazing.
No, it's to do with the cast. It's the girls.
Dirty thoughts?
Go there. Not that dirty. Define dirty, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's maybe not conservative. You know what I mean?
Tony, what's our rating? Is it X?
What, for the podcast?
Yeah.
I don't think we have a rating. We're YouTube.
Okay. It's really dirty then. So, I mean, we could do a whole sideshow of what I'm thinking. My brain is a nightmare.
Yeah, we totally could, man. Because I mean, I would give a finger to do what I want to do.
Oh, I
would give my right ring finger. I'd give my right ring.
I thought you meant you wanted to do something with your finger. I don't know.
No,
that's the way
I'd give my right ring finger to what I want.
That's the way that she'll take it too.
I'll use the whole damn hand. I just
Plus, it'll match Assassin's Creed, which is cool.
Before this gets too crazy, we're going to end this part. And we're going to continue on with our final section for this episode of the Movie Club, which is going to be the perks of being a wallflower in part 4. Check us out in the next part. We'll be right back.